RPB, you might be right. It probably works now because the stream is down. But that doesn't make a lot of sense. Doesn't make a lot of sense. So it like must have detected that like my computer was still streaming even though OBS crashed or something. But it's weird that the error would be like, oh, can't. I guess I forget exactly what it said. The error was what? Could not access the specified channel or stream. Please double check your stream key. Yeah, I guess it just. Huh. I guess it just was saying that it. Have you been hearing me say all this? You guys are way far behind. Like, wicked far behind. If that's the case. Like, did you hear my whole theory discussion that I was just saying when I first came back? Hold on. Love this for a second. I'm deleting some of these Etsy tabs that aren't good frog references. Some of them are okay though. I didn't even open all of them, I don't think. Oh. Oh, hold on. Type X. Type X. That's like 15 seconds, maybe? More? Anyway, I was saying that I think RPB, when I initially connected back, I said, I think RPB's theory was right. That for some reason it was still counting me as someone sending like stream data in, so then it wouldn't let me stream because it already has a stream or something like that. It's my theory. It's the only thing that really makes much sense. I do think it was related to opening too many Chrome tabs because Chrome is dog shit though. Also because the Pokemon music stopped, which also alludes. So I also know that was an issue because of that. Okay. And that's a pretty impressive rogue. Let's see. But these. Yeah, I don't care about that one. I'm going to open and close them as I go instead of opening them all. Oh gosh. No thing. Okay. A little more up my alley. What number is that? Wooden frog sculpture and made realistic. Yeah, I like this one's pretty good. Ah, right. Streaming. Okay, so this is stream part 2. Wait, this one is straight up a different one than this. Like the pose is completely different, but okay. This is a much smaller version of the thing that I have, but in terms of what this looks like, I do like it quite a bit. They must just make a bunch of them. But yeah, these are not all the same frog. There's like at least 3 different frogs in these pictures. Well, definitely 2, I think 3. No, it's not the same as that one. You can clearly tell that that is not the same as this. Because of the under chin there. And then this is also very different than this. This is way lower to the ground. So there's 3 different frogs at least. And if we gave it a ton of attention, we could probably even tell that there was more. Like this, this might even be different than this one. But it's hard to tell. That could just be a painting. That could just be a camera angle thing too. Or lighting. Anyway. Yeah, the other, like, this is cool, but I don't think it's particularly useful for feet. I think I'll go with more basic feet anyway. This guy's funny because of his mouth. I don't think I'm gonna keep it. I don't think I'm keeping. Damn, this is pretty big. I didn't realize how big this was until the picture of the person holding it. That's pretty big. Gold standard is still that one guy though. This one's still my favorite. Ugh. Anywho, we're back, I guess. That was such a weird. That was a new one. That was a new type of crash that I've never experienced before. So that's interesting. Makes me want to learn. I think Firefox has a thing that you can do like containers or something, which might be something I should look into doing so that I don't have to use Chrome for stream-related browsering. But I don't also know how that works with logins. Like I have some email. I have like my my YouTube VOD channel logged in on Chrome, but then on Firefox I have like my normal logged in type of thing. So it's like I don't know how that all lines up. Know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how that all works out. You don't think third from the bottom was good for reference? Third from the stone guys? There are a lot of pictures here. They're nice. There isn't. Interesting, they don't have like a front on shot. They're a little more I mean the eyes will be a lot different more rounded, more compact into one thing as well. But it's not terrible. It's better than some of the other ones for sure, but I also can't keep a lot of these tabs open, apparently, so. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. That do be the one I was talking about. That's pretty good, but the rounded eyes are a little too bulbous for me. And it's like the scale is a lot different, and then also because it's made of stone, it doesn't have like space between the legs really. Stuff. They're all kind of like smushed. They're cute though, but I don't think they're quite really what I'm going for either. So good though. So right now what I'm doing is kind of chopping away a bit. Get the gonna want, you know, the head to go downwards a bit more before. Like I want the separation of like the head and the back to be a little more distinct compared to something like this, where it's like just one flat thing. I think I want like a little bit of a distinction, kind of even more than that maybe. Like this one has a bit more of a distinction, right? And then obviously this one does too to some extent. It is kind of annoying to cut. Also makes it so I don't have to actually make some kind of do this and be like, yeah, see, I'm doing stuff. Gotta give it a little look on the side every now and then. I'm also sort of doing one side more than the other side in general. This side more than this side. I can preference one side for the other on what I end up doing instead of like doing one, because if you do like if I do one side, if I try to do both at once and then end up kind of like one side ends up looking wonky, like they don't end up looking the same. They don't have to look the exact same, but you get the idea. You get the idea, I think. You would say you're slaying that block of wood. I don't know. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that. I don't know what those sound effects were supposed to be. They just were, okay? Is that a rocket or a sword? Looks kind of like a rocket. Probably is. It makes more sense to be a sword given what I was just doing, I suppose. Okay. Sword. What's it say? Sir Sword. Oh, okay. It do be a sword. I was, cause, look, it's a purple energy sword, right? It's not exactly like a typical. If you type in sword on Google Images, it's not gonna look like that. Okay. What I'm trying to say. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Energy elemental swords are cool. It's just. It's a small image, okay? I couldn't tell. And then it doesn't help that the hand is gray. And it's like, okay, is the gray the blade or is the gray the sword? No, the hand is gray, holding on to the gold hilt? Handle? But then the energy purple sword is the sword. So, you know. Could have been a little more helpful the other way. But I get it. Twitch, it's purple. I assume it's a global emote. It is 7, by the way. Purple's up top, so if anything would be a missile. Well, that's why I said a rocket. If you were paying attention, you would have heard me say, is that a sword or a rocket? And then now you've just redeemed the fact that I said that because you said a missile. So, you played yourself. Or you were supporting me, I guess. That's also a different way to look at it, potentially, too. That's also, that would be a different way to look at it, too, to be fair. Rocket goes up, missile goes down. Well, a rocket can come down. after it goes up, to be fair. It often does, even. Or sometimes it explodes midair, but whatever. We don't need to talk about the Challenger. Aware, aware. Badge. Aware. Etc. But yeah, back to the exercise thing. I don't know if tomorrow would be a I guess tomorrow I would ideally go outside just because I've been inside 2 days in a row, but still might be not great outside. Then there's the other half where it's like, unless I want to be on the roads, if I wanted to go on like a trail or something, it would probably be all muddy from the melting snow. All missiles are rockets, but not all rockets are missiles. Is this a square rectangle type of thing? That's what it sounded like. Although missile could heal like any projectile. I feel like heal is not the word maybe you were trying to type. Could be, that makes more sense to me. No, I was more saying it for someone, if other people were trying to interpret. I'm not saying ha 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 or whatever. I don't know, stick to one side. One side. Heal and rage. Yeah. So what do you think? What would you guys rather do? More this, but standing, or we could do some Picross. I have the stream streak feature. I have no idea what that is. I don't know what that is actually. What is the stream streak feature? Share your viewer streak and earn channel points. How would I do that? Or I guess how would you do that? Or how would I enable you to do that, I guess? Oh, your thing finally ended. Show some channels channel point redeem section? I haven't done the cleared out the review called the channel point thingies in a while. Manage reward request. Completed all. Yoink. Maybe it's a slow rollout. Maybe. Maybe. Slow rollout. Where have you seen it? Only on 2 channels with 30 to 200 viewers. I wonder if it's something that I have to like enable? Or if it's just one of those random Twitch decides that some people get it type of thing. It could be that too, I guess. I'm sort of making a decision here about element, the leg. I'm focusing on the back leg here. I just did like these right here. Like, I really just kind of pushed in straight down, and you do that to kind of use it as like like you do that to make a big kind of I don't know what you call it. I'm blanking on the word. But you use that because what you do then is then you can cut into it from the other, like you cut into it and it kind of automatically will stop there. And then look at that, now there's like a little divot right there. An experiment, it's supposed to be way over, be over by now. Oh, okay. You know, you think of carving, you think of kind of just like, but sometimes you've gotta kind of almost, you're not cutting into it, but you are kind of, in a sense, cutting into it. Because now I have like a hard line. Cut in, like, boom, now it's like going straight down and in. So there's some tech. Now you know. You know. See how now it looks kind of like a... It's probably hard because of the lighting, but you can kind of see like the start of something in terms of like, oh, it's kind of cutting in, and then that's how you get this type of thing. Yeah, I feel like we're at least doing something. Like last time we did this, it was basically just the whole time was spent cutting off excess wood that we knew that could have been basically done with like a tool, like a cutting tool, rather than just carving. It probably would have saved time, but that's how it was given to me. Question is, how high up do I want this thing? $7.16. We should probably stretch break, fellas. What do we think? I guess during stretch break, we can decide if we want to try to do more here or move on. I mean, by the time stretch break and apple's done, it's probably going to be close to 8 anyway, right? Yeah, probably like 7:45, which I suppose on its own is close to 8. But yeah, we should stretch break now. And then also, I guess if it counts on, I don't think I have to. Did a pretty good job of keeping it on here, and then also using this towel strat in general was a good idea. So I don't think cleanup will take long. Like, I don't think I have to bring in a vacuum like we did last time. So that was a good call on me. Dealers, something. Don't look like a ton has been done. There hasn't. Got like a little start to the divot there, as it makes it look more like a frog. Then a little bit here for trying to delineate the head, the back, the start of what that line is gonna be, and then a little bit on the back leg getting started. The reason I went with that is because I feel like I know what I want that to look like in terms of like, I like how this leg looks. That's how I want this leg. In terms of that like crease and then the roundness, that. So that was like something I knew I could at least kind of like get that started. the head is the most question mark for me, I think, on what I want to do, so that's why I kind of... Anyway. Stretch time is in order. Water, apple, etc., so forth.
We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. Thank you for your call. We appreciate your business and the opportunity to assist you. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. Thank you for your call. We appreciate your business and the opportunity to assist you. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. Thank you for your call. We appreciate your business and the opportunity to assist you. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. Thank you for your call. We appreciate your business and the opportunity to assist you. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. Thank you for your call. We appreciate your business and the opportunity to assist you. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. Thank you for your call. We appreciate your business and the opportunity to assist you. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible.
Okay. I know that was a little bit longer than usual, maybe. Couple things. One, normally I would just like put the apple down, but there's a bunch of wood shavings, so I have to put it a little bit off to the side. Second, scatter, what did you do? Oh, you didn't do anything. You just did fish. The second thing was that I was chatting a little bit, so it took a little longer. All right, relax. We'll talk about the apple more. You might have to remind me, but we'll talk about the apple more when I get to actually eating it. But now let's stretch, shall we? I guess I could do hold on, we could do like a little bit of a more stretch view than normal. Peepers. Those outlet covers. There's one outlet cover. One of them is covered. One is not. Do your Pokemon sleep dinner yet, RPD? All the info I need. Watch this. What if I switch it right now when you can't? Maybe I took it off. Maybe I switched top to the bottom. Maybe I didn't. Now what are you gonna do? Kirby face. That's a good face. Emote game on point. Emote game on point right there. Keep getting baited. I look away, and I look over, and the scatter emote keeps making me think that something scrolled because it looks like something new appeared, which makes me think the thing scrolled up like a new message, but it's not. It's just showing up in this. Hey, come back here. We're trying to stand. Your eyelashes have been getting tangled more recently? I didn't know that was even a thing, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I've ever heard of that phrase before. Eyelashes getting tangled. What does that mean? Like your top ones with your bottom ones? Well, then no, because then that would mean you just like can't open your eye. So it must be on the same top or bottom. Two hairs crisscross? I don't know. You can feel it when you blink. Can't say I ever really feel like that's happened before. I mean, I've certainly got eyelashes in my eye many a time. That's annoying a lot. You feel that when you blink, that's for sure. I feel like that hasn't happened in a while, surprisingly. There was a period of time where I felt like it happened a ton. I wonder if it's more of a summer thing for some reason. I don't know why that would be, but for some reason I think that may be the case. Maybe like sweaty or putting sunscreen on your face or something. No, but I still moisturize my face all the time and whatnot, so I don't see why that would really change anything. I don't know. Weird. Like, I feel like I had a period of time where that happened a bunch. And like not a long time ago either. No, I'm not talking about eyelash tangle. I'm talking about eyelash in the eye, but I was questioning RPB about eyelashes tangled too, because I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. Anyway, here's the apple. Yeah. So here's the good news, that this looks like a pretty nice apple. Bad news, this is my last golden delicious apple, I think. No! And the reason for that is that I don't have my car, because someone else has been needing to use it My parents have a car in repair. They have borrowed my car and have had it since. They've had my car since the 6th? Yeah, the 6th. It's been a while. They've had it since the 6th. So I had gone grocery shopping like the weekend going into the 6th, like the Thursday on the 4th, and then they got some stuff for me on the 6th before I wouldn't have the car. Then they got me a couple of things that needed refills, like apples, bananas, granola or something that needed a refill on like this previous weekend, but I didn't tell them exactly how many of which apple to get, so they only got like 2 Golden Delicious and then 4 Galas, but then the Galas they're like way tinier than the ones that I would get, so I don't know what the deal is. Resident Sleeper, alright, well, go fuck yourself. What's the deal? Why don't you give me the skinny on Hello Kitty, since you spent all yesterday night doing it or whatever? Or was it Monday night? I forget. Oh, I was trying to get you to force to talk to me, but yeah, the screenshot's good too, I guess. Why is actually playing Rafine Kitty in the F tier? What you need to explain that? And then explain the ramen disagrees thing. Seven by 6 cross. Wow, really? Varroa Kitty is still one of the best things to get? So they say Fosca Kitty is B tier and you think it's A tier? I'm gonna be honest, I can't tell which one is Fosca Kitty. Okay, the first one in the B tier. And what, you think it should be C tier? Bottom of B, okay. Okay, so yeah, I wasn't sure if this tier list was like actually ordered, or if it was just, you know, by the tier itself, but unordered. Because sometimes, depending on the tier list, that's how it works. Does Rafine Kitty do a lot of damage, so it like one-shots everything? Or is it also, even with doing the 7x6 cross, it's still slow in terms of the amount of turns? Because those are two different things, right? This just got Rafine Kitty. It just makes the boarding and stalling really slow. I see. I haven't rolled anything yet, obviously. That would happen on stream. The, how many of the... Okay. Are any of the ones in, let's say, A or above only good because of their equip? Because I feel like that's also a pretty big difference. Like, it definitely still can warrant being in those tiers, but it's also kind of a difference. That would be the Goodnight Hello Kitty at the top of S tier. The one that... Oh, yeah, I think I've seen that equip. I think I've seen that one. I saw someone mention it sometime in the past month. Yeah, 2-turn haste, that's right. Yeah, it's pretty insane. It was a Reddit post, so I don't think it was you, but... Wait, Vicious, you got both? What the hell? You got Rafine Kitty and the Goodnight Hello Kitty? Who is Sophie Sam? The second S tier. Penguin guy. I have... The only things that I remember that I have, to be honest, are Cinnamon Roll itself, which is in the duck tier. And then... I think I have the first thing in duck tier, the scrambled egg guy. Not scrambled egg guy, just regular egg guy. And then the second thing in duck tier, the blue guy, which I remember being... I remember people actually using it as like a lead. Like it was actually good as like a blue blob lead or something. Ah, that's what it was, okay. That must have been what it was. No way to heal. There. This was also last time it was around when I'm talking. Not this time. Yeah, eating the apple kind of ruined the band-aid here. Which I think has been somewhat unnoticed by most people. It kind of blends in. Kind of blends in a little bit. Which I'm not opposed to. I might have the green frog. Well, I guess he's a blue frog. But I haven't, again, you know I haven't done the rolls yet, or you should know I haven't done the rolls yet, because the collab came at 9, which is when the stream ends, and so then that means that it's going to be the next stream that I will do those free rolls, which would be next Monday. So you should know by now. We are the it doesn't matter. Oh my god. Hopefully someone knows what I'm talking about. I feel like Havens has the best chance of knowing what I'm talking about. As for bottom rarity, they're all D tier because they're miserable in the dupes. Okay, that makes sense. There was something I rolled I don't know if it was in FF itself or if it was in the bonus rolls of FF that had like 4 team HPs on it or something. I don't remember what it was. Half the mid-top rarities don't have equips, which tanks their rating. Yeah, that makes them way worse. That's like way worse. It was something I rolled, I got that had like 4 team HPs. I think. I mean, I definitely remember seeing something that had 4 team HPs that I had acquired. Or had the ability to have it. Let me see. It was Soldier. No, it was not Gluttony Key, it was Soldier. Soldier. The evolved form of Soldier. The level 1 of it is literally just Soldier. Like how Juggler is just Juggler. It is not an equip, you're correct. It is just a guy. But he's got 4 team HPs. And he voids light damage for 3 turns. All light damage for 3 turns. A random niche scenario, you never know. Probably not, though. Also the Black Mage, which then evolves into the Ultimate Equipment Black Mage, which isn't an equipment, but for some reason is called Ultimate Equipment. That can have two bricks and be a blue guy. Doesn't seem that good. Low cooldown, 40,000 to all enemies, delays 1 turn, etc. Anyway. Did your tier list for Final Fantasy include all these little baby dudes in it? Like Juggler and stuff? Or was it just the actual REM rules? Look at all this. Look at all these shavings, chat. What were the notable ones? Was it just Tinker and Juggler? Because I got both of those. Ninja and Juggler. What does Ninja do? Wood? Take a look at my wood. You've kissed my frog, please respond. Alright, I gotta fix the focus on that. The Dark Transform one. The Tinker's pretty good. Like, +4 SB, 2 heal TPA, 2 whatever enhanced heal TPAs. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. 6 turn full cleric and then free 7 seconds moves. Like it's fine. It's fine. Probably better than the free one we got. The Santa Tinker or whatever. So that one's not that bad too. The skill is actually the same. As far as 6 turn, the skill, that skill is the exact same. I guess the Santa one might be better, because it has 3 of the heal TPA, but whatever. Anyway. Like we kind of figured, it is almost 8 o'clock. We could continue this, or we could go to doing some picross. Maintenance at 9? Are you serious? Are you No, are you serious? There's maintenance today? You're not joking. What ends after tan? What's happening? Super plus points kid, what's after that? Nothing! Aw, shit. I used basically all of my stamina yesterday on just buttoning Hello Kitty to get medal drops. Maybe we'll do that for a little bit here. Yeah, he's a bit of a gamer. He's doing both at once. He's a bit of a gamer. Any other Puzzle and Dragons things to discuss or inform me of that affect me? Is there any sort of like 4P thing or whatever? Did I get UN4 title? I don't know. How would I know if I've done that? Good question. You don't know the answer to that question? You always know the answer to the question. I guess would it really change anything? Would it be here? Is it a thing here I'm supposed to do? Or is this something in technicals? Not yet. I feel like what the 3 different things you said kind of all don't line up. Is it that one at the bottom? Is it... I was gonna say that one at the bottom as if you could see the screen. Is it that one? That one's kind of purple and dark. Oh, it's the top left one. That one's also purple and dark. I was talking about the bottom one, but yeah. Even if I didn't have it though, what would have happened? Like, what wouldn't there have been as for a thing for me to do? What does Game of Thrones have to do with this, huh? I know. It's yoke. So the technical dungeon is what you're saying, right? I would have had to do the technical dungeon, which is a question I had already asked. Okay. Great. Thankfully I did it already. I don't even... What is that RPB? I can't even tell what that is. It's too small. that? Cooking. Oh, cooking question mark. Are you cooking question mark? You must piano. Oh, okay. Bye. Well, because there's maintenance, I'm gonna do this buttoning along while I'm here, because it takes basically no effort. Did I talk about how I made eggs recently? I don't remember if I've talked about that. Anyone remember? Well, there's more to it than that. Okay. I'm asking if you've heard, because then I would tell you why it matters. Not just that I made eggs, alright? Friggin'. Alright, so. Usually, I had kind of grown annoyed at making eggs because even when using like a non-stick pan or whatever, I was still getting stuff stuck to it at the end, and then it's a pain in the ass to clean, and then sometimes so much so that if you know, put too much elbow grease into it, then you like kind of peel off the layer of the non-stick stuff on the pan, and then it ruins the pan for when you use it for other things, type of deal. So, that has been an annoyance at times. But the last time I did it, which was last week, I don't remember if it would have been Thursday last week or not, but either way, I changed up a few things of what I did. I used a lot more. Yeah, of course I'm using wooden utensil. Well, you don't have to use wood, but you don't want to use metal. But there's like the, not rubber, but I don't know what the material is. There's there's spatulas that are like more rubbery kind that you can use with a pan that's like specifically for making eggs. Is it straight up rubber? Okay, I wasn't sure. Oh. Well, either way. I put in more butter, or rather buttered the pan more than I had usually, because I had thought it was already a lot, and so I was like, I'm gonna go overboard. I'm gonna go what feels overboard, and I'm gonna cook it on even lower heat than usual. And that seemed to do a good job. Treated rubber. See, yeah, it had to be more than just rubber. Treated rubber makes sense to me. But yeah, it was good. It worked well. That's nice. How old? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how old it is actually. There definitely is part of it that's I guess damaged, where like there's clearly some of the stuff missing, I think. Well, not clearly, but like someone must have accidentally like hit it with a metal, like like a little scratch or something on it in one spot. It's like not big. But anyway, yeah. I did 2 batches of eggs in a row, like one after the other, to freeze for doing like the egg burrito things. And it worked well, so that was nice. Granted, our egg prices actually recovered, because I don't actually know how much those eggs cost. Those were part of what my parents had given me in exchange for the car. Like, are egg plate prices anywhere back to reasonable now? I feel like they've definitely gone down, but I don't know if they're back to previous type of level. MA has new cage-free regulations, so it's probably not as low as before. Okay. I do feel like I remember you mentioning that at one point, so that makes sense. That makes some amount of sense. Non-stick pan should be able to do eggs no problem, even with oil and grease. Even with 0 oil grease. All right. I was gonna say, what do you mean with 0 oil grease? With, yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, I think it's definitely on the. It's definitely on the. Well, I guess what counts as an old? Like, at what point would you consider it old? Maybe that's where we should be going back to, is when does it become considered old? Two years? Really? That feels not old at all. I mean, it's certainly not new at 2 years, but I would be like, I wouldn't think it's old until like 5. But yeah, I guess frequency of use depends. Can be more, but Teflon doesn't last that long. Interesting. What so it basically just becomes a regular pan at that point. Right? Pan isn't made of it, it's just a thin layer. Yeah, yeah, I know that, I know that. Yeah, yeah. Definitely just, it's just a layer, for sure. For sure. You know what was crazy was when I learned, that a lot of soda cans on the inside of it have like a layer of plastic inside the can. When people's birds were dying from Teflon fumes at high temps. Soup cans. Oh, soup cans do that too, huh? I guess that makes sense if soda cans do it. And I guess soup cans doing it kind of makes sense too. I don't remember what the reasoning is. Like, I'm guessing it's something to do with preserving stuff, but in my brain it was now they get advertised as BPA free. My initial thought was that like it helps keep the carbonization or something, and that's why soda cans did it. But if soup cans do it, then obviously it's not for that reason. That's true, tomatoes are acidic. But doesn't then that just mean that like it's just burning the plastic and then you're eating the plastic? Which I guess is better than the can leaking? I mean, I'm just saying, like, wouldn't that make sense? Is that's what that would mean? Would that not be what that means? I've slowed down here a bit on my cuts. Just be thankful for post-90s FDA. Yeah. Though it could also be one of those things where, like, things don't always just plateau or get better. Sometimes things go back to being even worse. I'm not saying worse than pre-FDA, but, like, there could be a world where, like, 2005 was peak FDA or something, and then got paid off more and more, companies were allowed to get away with more and more type of thing, and then things got worse again. Worse than the peak, but better than before them existing. As long as you're in. So does that, so I guess that means that if you want to eat less plastic melted from soup, then you want to avoid tomato soup, right? Like, what would be the least plastic melted soup in a can that isn't your own homemade soup? Do people can their own soup? Corn in a can? That's not soup though, that's just corn in a can. So, as far as like food in can, yeah, the corn's probably a good choice. The corn water, that doesn't count. Even milk cartons have plastic. Don't think any use wax anymore. Yeah, milk cartons, I would understand why, because it's a carton, not like a plastic gallon jug type of deal. But I understand why that's happening, at the very least. Corn water. That's so funny. Corn in a can is a soup because of the water. That's a funny take. I like that. Oh, it's not a soup. Come on. Is it? Well, the water's a soup. What's another canned thing like that? Like canned green beans or something? Right? That could be another one. I don't really eat food from cans. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really know. Like, tomato soup, I just know that exists as a thing. Beyond that, I'm like, I don't really recall. Chicken soup, yeah, Campbell's chicken noodle soup, classic, yeah. I meant more as like the raw vegetable type of thing to then make the, again, kind of soup joke, but with different vegetable or whatever instead of corn. If you're in Massachusetts, there's canned bread, of course. That's a classic. I don't actually know if that's specific to Massachusetts or New England as a whole. Canned bread, baby. You should try it. I actually don't even recall if I've ever had it, to be honest, but I probably have at some point, I would think. According to Can Manufacturer Institute, about 95% of food cans are made without BPA-based linings. Without. Using a variety of other coatings or polymers. The trade group says linings are now typically made from non-BPA acrylic or polymer epoxies or olefin polymers, but it's unclear whether this vague list includes all alternatives in use, and more importantly, whether they're safer than BPA. Yeah, that's the trick, right? No, we're not using the thing that's bad and banned, we're just using another thing that's maybe even worse. Classic. Classic America. Could be worse, maybe, we don't know. We're not gonna try to find out. It costs less, so we're gonna do that first. I mean, I appreciate the pasting, because I don't have the time to look it up myself, and it's part of the conversation, so I very much appreciate when you do that. TBH. TBH IMO, TBH IMO. Kind of not stuck, but it's coming to another point of like trying to understand what I want to do at this spot. I keep looking back at this guy, of course. Not that guy. This guy. Hey, there's me though. I should probably just delete that scene, right? Profits for the food can company and then medical institutes and pharmacies down the road. Yeah, just trying to keep those jobs for America, you know? Reminds me of like a post I saw sometime in the past week or two about how it was like targeting millennials. It was like millennials, check in on what your parents are set up for when they die, because otherwise you might be in for a load of problems type of thing. Like, you should do it now so that you will fix a lot of potential headaches that would come up in the future kind of thing, which, you know, aware, sag, etc. True, but yeah, there was a lot of posts in there of people telling their stories which were not inspiring. Well, inspiring to get ahead of it, but not inspiring in terms of bad things. But yeah, it just made me think about how like, I think generally, societally, we still have this concept of like, our parents will pass down inheritance to us. And it should be like that. But the reality is that if they do, if they have not planned ahead for it, the end-of-life healthcare system just tries to rip and scrap and drain every single fucking cent of your parents' money, estate, equity that they can, so that it doesn't just, it's just disgusting to even think about. And it made me think about that, and it made me feel gross. Just like, even the idea of like, oh well, when the boomers die, then at least, you know, you'll have maybe an inheritance or a house to... Well, not if those fucks have anything to say about it. They're gonna fucking rip every single cent they can from that goddamn person. Gross. And wrong. Just again, just more sucking up of money for some asshole on a board that has the letter C at the beginning of his title. Laissez-faire cap. Like, gross. Gross stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It's also a really hard conversation to have with parents too. Well, with a lot of them. I mean, and I don't blame them exactly either. Not necessarily something you really want to think about. I get it. I don't either. But if you don't, it can lead to a lot more problems than it would if you did go ahead, you know, figure things out ahead of time. Because I do think that there's probably a lot you can do to sort of dodge a lot of the problems, but you kind of need to do it ahead of time with like lawyers and shit. Well, yeah, that's not even talking about the actual end of life healthcare portion of healthcare. I'm not even talking about that part, because that part is also a whole nother can of worms of being terrible. Yeah, trust is often something that needs to be involved. For sure. And there's yeah, I mean the end of life care stuff is just a whole nother can of worms in turn. I know my Marty's in Purtle's house. He's hidden it in the outlet with the cover. How did he put it behind there? Yeah, whether it's all the nurses being, or you know, whatever, all the caretakers being incredibly underpaid and overworked, both in terms of hours and in terms of an unrealistic amount of people that they can care for at once. Meanwhile, the administrators or whatever are just raking in money, etc., so forth. Whether it's those same nurses then getting burnt out and then leading to poor care or straight up abuse, because that happens, or whether it's not because of the burnout that leads to it, but just straight up abuse anyway. But most of that, I think, does just come from greed, that then leads down to those, like, abuse situations. I mean, it is 100% because of greed. Like, sure, there would be a few psycho scenarios where some crazy nurse persons would do some fucked up stuff, but, like, generally speaking, you could say that about, you know, any job. Yeah, doctors make a lot of money, in theory, but there's still sometimes a fucking psycho doctor that does some psycho shit, right? What I'm trying to figure out here is, how to actually approach continuing this leg portion. That's my main thing right now. Like how to cut into it. Because sometimes when you, like, this is the part that's probably not as easy to see, that, you know, cutting with the grain versus against the grain and that whole thing can then mean that cuts are not smooth in how they go. I don't really have, like, a piece of wood to kind of show that. I don't want to do it to this, so I'm not going to, but hunting against the grain versus with the grain and all that kind of thing can lead to stuff sort of cracking and whatnot and splintering off, and then you don't get what you wanted, and then potentially could like ruin the piece if you're at like a smaller detail level point. So anyway, I'm not sure what we're gonna do for Friday. I think maximum one wood stream is like in a week is probably where that should end. I think doing more than one of that is a little much probably, because it is a chill stream kind of thing. Full showdown stream? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But you're just saying that for the joke, really, at that point. Okay. Don't nodders, don't nodder. I think I'll try to... What if you made a brand new account and YOLO'd? I think Haven said that too the other week. Or the other day. I think maybe I'll try to find another one of those free games that I got. Kind of like how last week we did handshakes. Handshake? I forget if it was handshakes or handshake. But that puzzle game, and then after that we did the Khimera Puzzle Island. So maybe we do that free game Friday, and then if we finish it or whatever, or if we move on from it. I have been keeping my tabs on Dem in terms of what he's doing, because there are a number of co-op games and things that I would like to do with him, but he's doing like a Minecraft run still right now. Just a little crease. Just a little thing. Nothing special. Minecraft. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bop, boop, bop, beep, boop, bop. Well, I'm glad Ramen came by and told me maintenance was happening. I can please use that stamina. Boop bop beep bop boop bop bop. The only like game that's coming out that is a I don't think AAA is quite the right word, but like game? I don't know. There's that Mario Donkey Kong puzzle game coming out for the Switch in February. Probably not gonna buy it. I haven't played a game in that series, so that series does kind of sound up my alley in terms of it being a puzzle game and the type of puzzle game it is. Certainly seems up our alley. But Probably still not gonna end up getting it just because money situation and stuff. Like, I would feel more inclined to support Advance Wars reboot and get that, even though that's been out for a long time. The 3DS demo? Yeah, it's more of a 2D game. I think there was one for the DS too. I could be wrong on that, but pretty sure there was a DS version of that game. Switch 2, Switch 2. I don't really care about there being a Switch 2. I almost don't want there to be a Switch 2, so I don't have to buy one. I'm like, why do I need a Switch 2? The game's, like, Tears of the Kingdom looks great. Why do I need you to power things up? So that Fall Guys FPS can get a little better? Like, I doubt it. I doubt it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Come on, water. The Switch has weak hardware, can use an upgrade. I mean, yes and no. Because I guess the way I view it is that, like, if you can only have two things, the best setup to have is whatever the Nintendo console is plus a PC. Like, that's the best setup. So, like, any game that you would actually care about, like, looking pretty and whatever, like, you're just gonna play the version that's on the PC anyway. So the only time that you, like, actually care about the Switch being powerful is for, like, the main, like, the Nintendo properties themselves. And, like, Mario Odyssey looked great. Tears of the Kingdom looked great. I haven't played Pikmin 4, but from what I understand, it looks really good on that console. That being said, obviously, things can still look better or have better FPS, but, like, I guess what I'm saying is that the Switch 2 is not going to make the next Pokemon game look better. They're still going to be unoptimal and dog shit and trash. It's still going to be a trash, poorly made Game Freak game, buggy, ugly, poor performance, all of these other things that has happened with every Switch Pokemon game except for Pokken and Pokemon Snap. And I guess Pokemon Unite. Like, any non-main Pokemon game. Also, hi, Elemental. I'm trying to remember if, I guess Let's Go Pikachu, I think those had decent performance, didn't they? Okay, so I want to carve this way. I don't recall people complaining about Arceus much. Yeah, I think it was more of an expectation thing. It definitely had pop-in stuff at times, but I do think it was better probably than Sword and Shield and Scarlet Violet in terms of performance. That's my understanding, at least. Hold on, let me look at some reference emojis. We want the back leg of this. Not as bad because Nintendo titles are geared towards owners. What's the Twitch emote? The hand polishing the wood? I don't know. I don't actually know the answer to that. I don't know what emote you're talking about. Elephant Mario? I don't even remember adding that, but I must have. Yeah, that's a good game. Dude, are you guys excited for March? The return of Deluxe, the Redemption arc? You guys ready for that? Exclamation point Luigi, that's right. You know what Elemental's talking about? I mean, you could look for through the globals to find it. I'll find it eventually. I wonder if I saw it, I probably would know what you're talking about, but I don't have whatever that emote is memorized. Polishing wood? Hand polishing wood. No, that's a yellow card. The hell is that sauce? That's a better TTV. Founded. Now you have me looking through the global emotes too. Pasta. There's a hand polishing wood. What was rounded? The wood was rounded? And this is a Twitch global emote? Is it still a Twitch global emote? Okay, I'm looking closer this time. was polishing it in a circle. It's not animated, right? There's like barely any animated emotes on Twitch. Global animated emotes. Hold on. Noodles. You're just here to help. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Cool story, Bob. Pasta, Uncle Knox. Copy this. Future Man, that's the Havens classic. I'm almost at the end, and I'm inclined to believe that this does not exist anymore. I am going row by row. I'm gonna say that it's BTTV. I asked if it was BTTV or Twitch TV Global Emote. You fucking liars! You fucking liars! I also asked if it was animated. Okay. There's the Dat Sauce one that RPB shared. That's not animated. There's only one global BTTV animated, and that's Sour Please. Yeah, no, it's not. It doesn't exist. It is not global on 7TV or BTTV. Especially if it's animated. Well, that was a bunch of time that didn't result in anything. Well. Oh well. Now we know, I guess. Or something like that. Excuse me. But if the whole point is that it's like jerkin, then it wouldn't surprise me if just a lot of people had it and it wasn't a default. But I guess you did remember it as a default, Evans, as well as Elemental, so maybe it was? I don't know. On BTTV or something. The thing is, I feel like I know what you're talking about too. Like I had, and I don't know if this is a false memory situation or not, but I definitely feel like I remember there being an emote to kind of insinuate jacking off or whatever. But I also feel like that was just used for normal memes, not just Twitch specific. The one that I'm thinking of. That is like a rounded piece of wood that's getting polished. A bit of an example of the whole going with/against the grain thing for this part of like the leg thing here. Can't even see myself. This part. Where it's like rounding down and it's kind of like inward, like right here. If I'm going from the top here this way, going this way makes sense. But if going from down here upwards going up, it's not, and you would want to go this way. Yeah, that's correct. What I was trying to decide and why there's like this now thing here is that basically I was like looking at how I was trying to think how high this goes or how high I want mine to go in terms, because you have to have it, you know, the idea is that it's gonna come down. You can't see my cursor. It's gonna sort of come down, and the idea is that it's supposed to imply that there's like kind of the leg is folded under here. So you kind of want it to be like how this is drawn, where it like kind of looks folded in a way. I've done my own little baby version here. But if you want it to be bulbous enough, I have to kind of go more inwards this direction into this area, so then you can get the downwards part of the crease. So I need to like flatten this out a little bit more, in a sense, so that I can get the inwards and the like the up and down of the crease. But I don't want to flatten the whole thing either. I don't. I will say the glove makes this a lot, gives you more confidence, that's for sure. I do like this, like I'm holding it like this, and I'm pulling it towards me, which, you know, that's a little scary if you don't have the glove. The whole point though is that I'm using the thumb of here to put resist against this finger that's pushing down, so that it is like a slow push, and that also if like this, let's say, kind of like slipped off, that it would be getting held up by this thumb as well, so you're not just like pushing down with this hand, because then if you slip, then right, that's not good. So I'm using this thumb here against this thumb as like a resistance, so that even if it slips, you're kind of holding yourself a little bit there. Now you may think, oh, you should never pull the blade towards you. Ideally you don't, but it's not like a rule that you are not allowed to break, because you do kind of sometimes need to do that. Like, I can't actually cut it here. Like, I can't, because this part is up and it's in my way. So you do just have to do that type of thing sometimes. Little cuts. You don't need to make big cuts. That's the other thing to keep in mind. Don't need to do big cuts, do small cuts. Small cuts is usually better. Elemental, when was the last time you logged into Pad? Oh, you log in every day almost now. Okay. I remember there being a point where you were like, I don't know if I'm actually doing stuff still or whatever. Okay, so you don't really still do stuff when you log in. That's fine though. You're getting the free rolls and stuff at least. Well, I guess the login free rolls. Not the other ones. Okay, nice. So I used all of the stamina. That's great. Now I'll just do the ads to get box space and the free rolls, and then we don't have to worry about that. And we'll have that all in time before maintenance at 9. You had a stretch of a few months where you didn't do anything. Maintenance is at 9 apparently, is what Ramen told us earlier. Not like you care, Omega lol. Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't really react when you did like the capital D colon. I'm like, you don't care as long as you've logged in once. Then you're probably done caring. Ooh, that is some nice wood smell. It just got a nice whiff. Got me a nice old whiff. So a full wood stream, huh? I mean, the beginning was, for the stream was a late start a little bit, 20 minutes or so anyway, and then dinner and stuff, so that was almost the first hour, but and what you don't want to do is try to scratch your face instinctively while you're holding a knife. Not a good idea. Would not recommend. Would not recommend. Sniffa. Sniffa. There's gotta be like a piece of wood emoji, right? Gotta be something like that, right? Yeah. Sniffing the log. Log, it's log, it's better than that, it's wood. It's log, it's better than that, it's good. Everyone wants a log, you gotta get a log. It's log, it's log. Any Ren and Stimpers? I guess they do need to kind of like size down a little. Just thinking as I'm looking at this side of it, that so right now it's kind of curved and coming down here. So then maybe you can kind of see the pencil to like do that. And then the idea is you want it to look like it does that. And then you have the foot like that or whatever. Like, you do have to remember, we do need the front foot. You can't have this foot go too far forward. Or whatever. So I'd rather, while having not decided this yet, I would rather keep this on the bigger side, and then you can always make it smaller, rather than make it small and then have it be weird looking. So that's why I'm still keeping this like pretty all the way out here right now. So yeah, you can see the side that's drawn here is much more small if you don't count this extra lip, which I just did earlier, because I was like doing this kind of mirror how big this one was. As you can see, it's a lot more big and bulgy than this one being down here. Nah, probably not. I kind of prefer the natural look, like I wish I wrote the date on this. This was like one of the first things I did as a youngin'. Just a little turtle guy. Very simple. It was like, except, like, there's barely any carving that had to get done. You can see, this was just the cut of the wood. Kind of like how, like, this has that same, like, whatever. You can tell it's been cut to be this shape. You can also tell this was cut to be like this. Like it was not, it's not even touched here and here. The sides and the very top have been to be more rounded, and then the head to be rounded, and then part of the feet and stuff. But this was like, this is obviously very rudimentary and simple. I don't think I'm not going for quite this simple with the frog. I'm going to go with a little more than that, for sure. Like, this is obviously way more involved, and like everything is carved. Like, there's not like a piece of wood that's part of the wood that's not gonna be carved, unlike this, where like it was in a sense almost already done, and just you had to like round some parts. This is obviously gonna be a lot more than that, but I like the it still has like a simple kind of roughness to it. Like, you can see a lot of the cuts, right? Like, you can see a lot of the, oh, there was, you know, cut here, so like the different almost individual flatnesses to them. I kind of want to keep that vibe, so I would not do anything to it. I would leave it, because I might give this to someone too, so I would leave it up to them if they would want that. Now, here's what I will say, is that the standing carving has been, well, it's partially been less has been done. That's not really due to the standing, but what I was gonna say is that there has been more, let's say, shrapnel that has fallen than when we were sitting. So I will probably have to do like a 5-second vacuum, unfortunately. So yeah, the sitting, unsurprisingly, was better for that. But yeah, that's a bit of a, not a bummer, but it is a thing. It is certainly a thing. We got 7 minutes until 9. Making sure the last pad ad rolls, free rolls are happening. I think I only have 1 left, or 0 left? 0 left. We're done with pad, officially. For tonight. For tonight. You thought if I didn't say the word tonight, you were gonna start pogging. No more Pad Monday streams. Almost. Almost. I saw you getting ready to load it up. The pog crazies. I could see it in your eyes. Confirmed. No more. Pog crazy. Pog crazy. Pog crazy. Sag people leave. How's you went to Snowdrop, right? Or something? How's that going? Get anything good yet? Been getting spiels and stuff? You missed breakfast, but you're at grade 2, no feels yet. Really, no feels? No feels seen, or no feels caught, or no feels that are good yet. That's why I like Cyan, because I'm like, you can almost kind of, like, slumbering on Cyan is like, so good because its Squirtles and Spheals are like good things that you can get. Lots of Jiggly, yeah. I feel like it's not even that good. It's good for like rarer stuff. Like I think you can get, it's like easier to get Absols there and Dittos, I think. But like obviously you need a good amount of points and strength to do that. You can also get Altarias there, I think, but so it just makes more sense to me to like stick on like if you want to go to Snowdrop, it makes more sense to me to stay on Cyan and farm up a Spheals there. Although I guess now that Snowdrop has Snover and Abomasnow and Jellybird, like those are also pretty tempting for sure, so there is that aspect. There is that aspect. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really looked at it much in terms of what spawns there besides what I've seen in other people's screenshots or whatever, just because I know that I don't want to go there yet anyway. I think, I don't know how good your Jiggly is, or your Wiggly, or Sylveon is, but I actually think I wouldn't be opposed to at some point getting a better Wiggly. Like mine's okay, but it's not as good as like my my expectations and sort of strictness of what I'm willing to like use consistently has become a lot more strict. To the point where like I don't know if I had caught a new Iggly that was what my current good quote unquote good Wiggly is, I don't know if I would use it. Definitely good. It's got the main skill up nature, it's got like a helping speed S I think, and then a skill trigger S or M, which is pretty good, but the helping speed S is kind of meh. And then I don't even remember what's after it. My Golem though is still insane. My Golem though is still very good. I actually caught a pretty good Squirtle today. I'm kind of on the edge of if I want to use it or not. It's helping bonus at 10, which is already awesome. It's an ingredient up nature minus energy nature, which is fine, because Wiggly can kind of offset the minus energy. It's good ingredient list, because it's milk, cacao, so that's really good. And then, it kind of ends there. The second sub skill at 25 is like skill trigger S or skill trigger M, which isn't bad, but it's not ideal. And then the sub skill at 50 is sleep research EXP bonus, which is not bad, but it's not great. It does get ingredient finder M, but it's at like 100. So I think I know what other people would tell me, which is that close to being really, really good, but a little bit short. Just if you switch that, and like if you switch the ingredient finder M and that skill trigger S or M or whatever it is that's at level 25, then I think I would use it. Because helping bonus ingredient finder M, those two sub skills alone are what my Golem is. But this Blastoise would also have that ingredient up nature, and my Golem doesn't even have that nature, so it would be like really good. But yeah, I think I might share that screenshot, get some opinions on it tomorrow. I think I already know the answer, but yeah. Still, for my own sake, I guess. I would say we probably did more in the first half of the woodcut. So, I know I had mentioned this sometime in the past week or two that my laptop was not embedding, like it wasn't showing Bankerface Z 7TV emotes and stuff. So when you would use that emote, it would show the whole message and it was funny. And I don't know what happened, but it works again now. So now it just doesn't show that, and I kind of miss it. That my laptop doesn't. Like, I kind of want the laptop to not work again so I can see the long message when everyone else is achieving something in their life and you're just sitting there or whatever. I can't even read the whole thing. I can't even click on it to read the whole thing because it's too long. It cuts off. When you like hover over the emote to get the code, it's too long. I can't even read it. When everyone else is achieving something, I can't even read it. When am I gonna play the Cult of the Lamb sex update? Do you remember what the conditions were that led to us playing Cult of the Lamb in the first place? Because that might answer your question. Unless this is a facetious, joking question. Which I don't interpret it to be when reading it. I guess I'll just say, but we only played it because it was a game trial for free on NSO, and that was why we did so many extra bonus streams of it, so that we could beat it before the game trial ended. So I don't actually own the game. That's the answer. I don't actually own the game. So I can't actually play it, I don't believe. Because the game trial ended. So yeah. I can't play it. Seems interesting though. I mean, I haven't really looked at like what the actual gameplay changes occurred due to it, but kind of funny. I think there was already other DLC for that game anyway though, right? I could be wrong on that. How much do I want that thing to... Exclamation point cult. What were you expecting to happen with that? That exclamation point. Was that more of like a meme command? Because sometimes you do that. It's always a good time. The hyperlink? Oh, what? To the game trial or to the update? No, just cause, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I think we're gonna end it there. It is 9 after all. And again, I'm not guaranteeing that the whole thing of this would be done on stream, but maybe it will, maybe it won't. We at least have something that happened this time that we can look at. Well, I mean, we did last time too, but like it was a little bit. It was just like this face part getting cut. Now at least there's like a semblance of a limb. It's just what I don't know what I want to do now is like how much Like, at what point do I want to cut? Like, at what point do I want to level this off and, like, remove the legnet? Like, do I want it to be... How high do I want this to be before I start copying it off? And, like, zzz, zzz. Like, vertically what? Like, how high do I want it to go? Do I want it to be this high? This high? This high? Etc. But, yeah. Feels smooth if I touch right there. Feels smooth. Don't slap it, don't slap it, that's rude. Okay. Okay, exclamation point smooth. Alright. What did you think about the music choices today? The music today was actually just the winter music playlist. But, I guess technically we had that Pokemon thing from Havens as well for a bit. But what we could do next time is, well, we could go back to the fireplace plus jazzy music, but we could also do the quote-unquote lax stream playlist as well. That could be an option. So there's a little more variety. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, again, not exactly sure what the Friday's gonna be. I think I should try to chip away at another one of those free games I got on Steam. The thing is, I mentioned earlier that there was some co-op games that I want to do with them and stuff. Some of those are some of those free games, so I can't choose those ones, but there's also ones that I'm like, this is kind of more of a scary game, it would make more sense to save it for Halloween and stuff, and there's like other options like that, so I just gotta choose one. There's definitely some puzzle games in there, so I could just choose one of those as well. We'll see. But, yeah. So snowy. What is it? Is it snow time? What is it? I don't even know what it is anymore. Does snowy not exist? I guess not. Whatever. I'll, see you Friday and stuff.